Hello, Miss Art Garden here, and today we're going to do a let's draw of an angel. And I'm going to try to decide the size of the head, the size of the angel. I want enough room for the wings, so I guess I'll make the head somewhat smaller than I'm usually doing. And we're just going to, we're just going to kind of sketch out a circle. We'll do the horizontal guidelines and just kind of a face shape to start everything off with. I thought an angel would be a fun one to do. So we draw the head in, and then let's quickly do some guides for the body. So, you can imagine where the neck will be. Let's do her shoulders. I mean, angels, I guess, are androgynous, but we'll make it look feminine for the purpose of this. So that's kind of messy, but I'm just kind of sketching in where I want her shoulders to be. So you can imagine they'll go like that. I was thinking of, I'll just do it with little stick figures for right now, having sort of a hands together gesture, almost like a prayer or just something. So I'll just kind of leave that in for now, and we'll just kind of have her, her action line will just be kind of typical. She won't be doing any contorted poses or anything, so we'll just keep sketching in. The guides here will be her torso, and this shoulder is going to definitely need to come up a little bit more. But we'll just kind of really make these sketchy guides as we go. So we'll have that. I'm actually going to just transform this already. I use this transform tool a lot. It's kind of a lazy cheat. But there we go. And then for her bum, I guess, and under the torso area, I like to try to draw, even if I completely change it, I like to draw people in like they're in their underwear. I think it kind of helps with leg placement and stuff. So we're just going to sketch this in. I'm sorry this isn't a little bit cleaner. I hope that this is kind of my method. I hope that you guys can just kind of follow along or find out a method that works kind of for you. But here we go. And we'll just have her legs normal. That's her kind of fake underwear. And we'll just have her legs kind of going like that. That's good. This leg will go in a little bit like so. And this one like so. Oh, that's terrible. We'll just kind of fix that up. It's kind of cut off at a weird part. And what's happened here is that this whole area now looks a little bit too small. So I'm going to just stretch it out. I'm going to transform and warp it just a little bit out like that. Just give her a little bit more of an interesting pose. So, like if you typically draw characters just totally straight up and down, it's actually much harder to draw them than if they are kind of tilted at an angle, because it'll always... people do stand up straight and stuff. It just looks a little bit strange, so it's really hard to nail that posture. So for this purpose, we're going to just kind of have her back tilting in a bit. We can just kind of keep sketching this in. I'm going to probably do my cheat where I draw the hands over here and then move them here. So hopefully, if you're trying to draw this traditionally, you'll be a little more careful than I am. And you can sketch them in later when I do that. But I'm not going to sketch them in for now. I'm just going to sketch in the shoulder shapes. So this will be where her arm meets. There's the elbow. The arm will come up. And we'll just kind of draw in some little stubby hand shapes here for her. And there's the second shoulder. Just sketch that in. And we will get to wings if I haven't said that yet. We'll be doing her wings. So, you kind of have your armpit area here. She might have a bit of a bust there. There we go. I think this shoulder is sticking out too far this way, so I'm just going to fix that real quick. Selection and free transform and warp it in, just like so. And I do believe her head is much too big for her body, a very typical mistake I make personally. You'll find you'll start making mistakes over and over and over again. That, I don't know, it's really hard to break these. So we're just going to make her head a little bit smaller so it fits this body a little bit more. And then I'm just going to make the general body just a little bit bigger. Just like so. And actually one more thing, I'm going to tilt her head in just a bit. She's cocking her head a bit. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. I know this is going to be a little bit longer of a video than usual because, heads take a lot less time than full bodies. So we'll just kind of keep going here. And I guess I sketched in that arm and I never did this arm. So let me see here. We'll just draw down to the elbows that tend to end like right at the waist area, if you guys are wondering anatomically. Nope, can never say that word. I don't think it is a word. I think I just keep trying to say a word that isn't a word. Autonomy. Anatomy. Whatever it is. Okay, so her elbows kind of end at the waist is the point of that. So we'll just kind of sketch that in just like that. And sketch in her shoulder a little bit. I don't mind a wide shoulder, but I don't want it looking disproportional either. So we'll just kind of keep it halfway there, in between there, you know, halfway middle ground sort of thing. Okay, so there, that looks good. What do you guys think? Any errors, major errors that you're seeing? I think that's pretty good for the sketch right now. And we'll just kind of, like I said, just kind of keep her hand shapes like that for now. And I'll probably draw them off and transform. It's kind of a trick I do with the computer. The one reason why I'm not very good at traditional drawing is I like to correct mistakes, make mistakes and correct them rather than, I mean, you can do that with traditional drawing, but it's just a little more, or a little less forgiving, I should say. I'm just kind of checking out her final refinement of the sketch here. And, you know, I'm going to kind of bring up her, I guess, crotch sword. Not to be crass. Just kind of finish this off. She's actually going to be in a dress, so this leg area doesn't really matter that much. But I thought I'd just kind of, you know, it's nice to get it anatomically. Nope, it's still not a word. Whatever the word is, it's nice to get that correct-ish before you move on, I think. I still think her head is a little bit too big. Let's flip her horizontally to double check. I'm okay with that pose. I think I'm going to select this area, free transform, warp, just add a little bit more because I think I've lost that hip pop that I originally wanted with all my corrections, and I'm just going to kind of reinstate it there. Well, I'm going to change the head shape, and then we're going to go in and we're going to detail the face, and then I promise we're still getting to the wings, and just draw in the guides to the wings. So let's draw this in, and we'll have it, I guess this wing will come up. I'm just trying to imagine this in my head. And, you know, it'll go out like that, and I think I'm going to have these meet a little bit further down, so they'll meet a little bit more behind her shoulders, and this one will come up and then up like this, and it can kind of do the same thing. Let's just move her over so she's a little more centered, and we'll have a little more room for the wings. So those will be her wings. We got kind of her shape in. I'm going to blow this up. I wasn't doing that for a while in these videos, and I don't really know why. You can see all the very sketchy, it almost looks like fur, but that's okay. And actually what I'm going to do, usually I draw it in a lighter color, but I'm worried it's not showing up well enough in the video, so I'm actually just going to lighten it with a cheat. Not a cheat, but just, you know, so now when I draw lines in, they'll look a little bit darker than the underneath there. And you can just draw on another layer. I tend to just keep the sketch layer all the same and worry about it later with the ink layer. So let's have her eyes. You know, this is the center of her face, so we're drawing in her eyes kind of in proportion to that, and there should be about an eye length apart. So we'll just kind of sketch in the eye shapes here. We can always adjust these later. It's better, I think, just to try to put it in even if it doesn't look right, and then fix it later when you have like a fresh eye and understanding of what you didn't do wrong. So the nose will go about halfway down her face. Actually, I'm going to draw it without the line bridge, the bridge nose line. Line bridge nose, yep. Okay, just like so. Give her kind of a button nose, you know. Then we can change this up later. I'm just going to kind of sketch it in for now. And we'll give her just a little bit of kind of a serene smile. That's a little bit more than I wanted. Just kind of work on it until I get it how I want it. And you can picture the bottom of her lip will be there and the top of her lip will be there. Okay, and now that we have her face sort of more sketched in, I'm going to work on changing up the like jawline and the cheek line. So her cheeks will stick out just a little bit. And then her jaw will go down here and her chin come into a little bit of a point here. And then we'll just kind of sketch it up to her jaw, or, you know, sketch her jaw up to her ear area. And we'll just kind of draw on the ear. Why not? I'm not sure. This might be covered with hair later. I haven't really decided how I'm going to do her hair. Probably long and flowy. This is not breaking new grounds on the angel representation front. Okay, so we'll just kind of sketch in the ear. It goes top of the eye, bottom of the nose. So I'm going to kind of move it out a little bit more. Okay. All right. So now we kind of have her face a little bit more defined. And we're going to just kind of keep working. I'm going to do the neck and shoulders first because I think it looks really weird without them. So we'll have this here like so. Bring that collarbone. The other one will be here. You won't be able to see it probably with the hands, but we'll add it right now just in case. And I'm going to do a little slight transform here because I think it should go up a little bit, and this is too far in. I kind of wanted to have more of like a fleshed out face, or I don't know, chubby maybe. I don't know the word. Not really chubby, but you know, not super angular. So softer, that's probably okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of do that like that. So there we go, that looks pretty cute. I know I haven't done like very defining details. We can throw in, since we've got it blown up here, let's throw in you know, a little crease over the eye, and we'll do the eyebrows, kind of expression tilted up towards the center. Oof, if I can get these shaped in. I'm having a hard time with my motor controls today for some reason. My fine motor controls. Maybe I should start looking up like techniques what to do when you feel like you don't have proper control. Okay, let's move that eyebrow in just a little touch. There we go. That might be a little extreme, but we can fix it later if we want. Okay, and then we'll draw her eyes. Let's have them looking over here. Like she's looking at someone shyly, perhaps. Or she's just looking over there. Doesn't have to be a story for everyone. I'm just going to make a fine little tweak there. Okay, and I'm going to actually bring this in a little bit there. I'm going to leave off the hair for now. Let's move out a bit, and we're going to kind of refine these shoulders and go in a little bit here. And give her a little bit more of a masculine, not a masculine, but a muscular look. Doing that. We can do the same over here. I have no problem with a beefed up angel lady. There we go. Just kind of redefine the shapes on how they want, how we want, how the art gods want, I suppose. The art spirits. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this in. I actually think I'm going to bring this whole thing in here. So I'm just going to select it, transform it. Here we go. And warp it like that. I'm just, you know, right clicking, or actually I'm holding down the option, or I mean the control. I don't know. It's the control. And that's just for Macs. And there's like buttons you can press with your your tablet probably. I'm just not. Moving on. Yeah, we'll just keep redefining this arm. I think looks a little weird. Now it looks a little bit better. And we'll just come in and draw in her bust here. Like so. And that'll come in and go out like it was there. And that looks pretty good. So we can draw some kind of dress onto her. Let's just go do kind of like a flowy thing that goes, you know, out to the shoulders. Right now we'll just kind of sketch it in. Like all things, we sketch and build on it later. So just kind of sketch in a trim area here for the top of the dress. You can erase this now because it's become invisible. So that will be connected there, and that'll be her skin armpit area, but this will be the dress down here. I think I'm going to move all of this up just a touch to kind of make it look a little bit more like it should. Bring it up just a little bit like so. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then we can move this one up, I guess, for matching's sake. There we go. And then I'm actually going to bring this in a little bit here. I don't want to make her look like super oddly, disproportionately skinny, but I also want to give that kind of like, you know, cocked hip look. So we'll do that just like that. And then we can add a couple wrinkles, like her dress is being, you know, bunched at the waist like fabric typically does. And then we'll just kind of bring out, let's see, just erase all this. We don't need it now. I know, all that work, and then you just erase it for the dresses. But it was good to get it, like, you know, properly in place. So there we go. And then, well, I guess I wasn't, I'm a little bit zoomed in here, so let's erase all this too while we're at it. And we can bring this down. Let's do this. Let's have it so the dress is like being blown, and we'll do the same with her hair. So it goes down like that, and then the fabric's being blown out like that, maybe. There we go, and we can have some wrinkles that go like that. So you can really see that the wind's just pushing that skirt a little bit there. And then we'll finish doing the arms. And I guess I will just draw the hands in here. I feel like I have enough room. I'm always a little bit worried. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I want the pinky over here. I don't know, it's kind of taking on a form of its own. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the way you draw your hands. I hope that you can follow along with this kind of, I tend to just kind of go with it. So let's see, the pinky is there. I make no sense. I can't communicate and draw at the same time. These hands might be a little too small, but I guess I can always just blow them up with the transform tool. Pinky there. And then we'll do the ring finger, and we'll do the middle finger, and it'll kind of come up more like that. I might need to blow this up a bit. We'll see if I can just do it like this. And then the first finger will kind of go in like that. So she's kind of, you know, cupping this other hand. It's not really a prayer, but it looks fine like this. So this hand will be kind of, let's try to picture how it would be, maybe like closed in on itself. So we'll draw the pinky like that, and then just like a little bit of that side of the hand, and then we'll bring it like that. And that looks okay. I'm not going to go too crazy and make these like the best hands ever. I think that it's important just to kind of sketch it out. If you want to go back in and detail them better, make them a little bit better. But for this purpose, we're just going to move on because nobody wants to see me struggling to perfect my hands for 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple little fabric wrinkles here while I'm at it, and maybe one down here. No, I don't like that. Like that. There we go. Okay, and now since we've decided now we're going to do the wind, let's go ahead and do her hair. We'll have a middle part like so, and then it'll come down, and we can have a few like curly areas. So we'll just kind of sketch it in, and kind of curly areas here, and we'll do the same over here like so. And remember, the wind's blowing her hair a little bit, so we'll have kind of this wind look here, and we'll just kind of, I don't know, that's good for the curly sketches. If you want to go in and do like really properly curly hair, you can kind of do it like that, so you have like, you know, the curls that overlap on the hair. But for now, we're going to move on so we can keep this video concise and short. So that's fine for how it is now. And I think we're pretty much done with her. So now let's do the wings, and then we'll be, I guess we could draw like a little halo area. Wow, that's terrible. Terrible. I don't have this motor skills. Okay, hold on. Let me turn my tablet. There we go. No, I guess you could always just use the ellipse tool or elliptical tool. What is it called? It is ellipse tool. You can just do that too, and then you save yourself some problems. So we'll just have both of those kind of weird halos up there. It doesn't matter. This is technically still the sketch. We're just going to be happy with how we're doing it, and we're going to move on. So now for the wings. There's a lot of different ways to draw wings out there. I think that, well, these are angel wings, so I think we're going to do them kind of like some bird wings, so to say. So what I tend to think of wings is I break them down into the layers. So there's some short feathers up here, and then there's some longer ones underneath those, and then you have the really long, like, so-called flight feathers. So we're going to actually start with the short feathers, and let's see, I'm just going to kind of sketch in some like pointed areas here, you know, and then they'll kind of go up in there, and then they'll be hidden behind the flight ones, so I'm going to end right about there. And we'll do the same here. You can imagine it behind her hair, like what area will be in, kind of sketch them up there. So those are the short feathers, and you can obviously go in and detail them more. We're just sketching them in for now. And then there's some like a little bit, actually those are kind of like the longer ones. Let's draw the really short ones in here. And there's kind of like some where it curves here that you want to detail in the curves here. These are not super perfect, but hopefully you kind of get the idea of these layers here. So you have this top layer here, and then a little bit longer ones here that I've just really messily sketched in, but hopefully you're getting the idea here. And then we have the longer flight feathers. I'm gonna do some here actually where like these are curling over, so to say, before I get to the flight feathers. So you can do them like the same over here, so they're like, you know, curling over. I don't really like that like that. Let's do it down here like that. I don't want it to spin forever, as I've said like 6 times. very repetitive person, aren't I? That's okay. Here we go. Whew, these are messy. Now we're going to draw in some flight feathers. So let's just kind of loosely sketch in one edge of them, same as I sometimes do with hair. And so you can kind of see the feathers. We'll have one curl in like over here. I think we'll have one go out here and one curl in here. So that's kind of, you know, you're getting the idea here. Now we're going to shape these feathers. So let's just kind of bring them to a point and up like that. And then we'll do the same over here. We'll kind of bring these down to a point. Do the same over here. Bring this to a point. You probably want these a little bit more same size. So I'm going to bring this one down a little bit more to match the length of this one. And then since there's such a big gap in between, let's draw like a quick little feather going behind that one, a little tip of one over here. And we'll just kind of draw in the rest of that shape here. So they're starting to look a little bit more like wings here. We're going to draw them up like so. Draw this one up. Yeah, we're going to leave this space over here, I think, and then bring that out here. So this is just the wings here, and this is just the wings here. They're still looking kind of messy. And a couple little things you can do detailing wise. First of all, if you really want to be fancy, you can draw in the I don't know what you call it, the stem of the feather, the like thick part of the middle of the feather, where like the, I don't know what you call them, the feather fibers grow out of. Worst descriptions ever. You guys get the hint. And I also tend to, you know, sometimes wings sort of get beat up, so I tend to like draw on like little breaks in them. I think it looks more realistic. If you guys have ever raised birds, they have kind of like these split, I think these are like teeth, sort of. They like, or not teeth, like zipper teeth. The very close up wings, they kind of like interlock, and then as they break apart, you get, I know, that's terrible. Anyways, that's my explanation. So I think for detailing purposes, you just kind of draw these little breaks into them and they look a little bit nicer. Just like so. You do a couple, we'll do a few here, and then we'll be finishing up. So hopefully it hasn't been too much torture for you guys watching me and listening to me try to go through these explanations. We can do another line here. And I'm actually going to do, I think these feathers are a little bit sparse. So I'm going to do some more feathers here, just kind of as you go, you kind of see what you like or what you think it needs. And I think it needs a few more feathers to kind of spread out the wings a bit more. But overall, I think that's pretty good. I'll probably do a little bit detailing here off camera. But if you guys want to see the final reveal, we'll do that in 3, 2, 1, and there we go. There's our angel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for what I should draw for my next video, leave them in the comment section below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.